December 8th meeting of the Ayer Board of Health to order.
Packet, Sam.
And you're going to need one because you get to read the announcement.
Lucky me. Monday, December the 8th, 2025.
Yeah, Trish is
5:30
absent tonight.
p.m. The hybrid meeting agenda. This hearing of the Ayer Board of Health will be held in person at the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and/or participation via Zoom is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting or hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with a particular interest in a specific item on the agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The public may access the proceedings by joining Zoom meeting ID 978-772-8220 or by calling 929-205-6099. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Samantha Benoit, Administrative Coordinator, at espenoit@ayer.mass.us or 978-772-8220, extension 145, prior to the meeting. They can't do that now because the meeting's already started, so
Yeah, I know. I guess that's true.
too bad.
Well, thank you. Very nicely done. Public input. Nobody is here. Does anybody have any raising their hand from home? Okay. We have septic approval. Did Bridget leave you?
Yes, Bridget left this for me. It looks like it's a D-box replacement at 99 Fitchburg Road.
Okay. And is this the, like, to start the work or?
I don't know, because I also have a Title V official inspection for that same address.
Oh.
So it might just be replacing the D-box.
Okay. All right.
I would imagine it's a bit older.
Yeah. So it might be just an existing system that's just going through a replacement thing. Yeah. Okay.
So
that works for me. Let's see what and we.
These lines.
Okay. And it's a 375 square foot office, so it's a little place. All right. Are you so moved to make a motion?
It's an office. Huh, I wonder where that is.
Little office.
It must be where that landscaping business is. They sell logs and stuff like that.
A little familiar, but I have no idea.
If you drive by, they sell firewood and they do landscaping.
It's a little tiny building.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And is it stamped by anybody or?
I don't know that it has to be if it's not new construction, if it's just a replacement. So what did Bridget put on it for notes?
Secondary installation, D-box replacement.
Replace, yeah.
So I need to make a motion that we approve the application for 99 Fitchburg Road for a D-box replacement.
Right. I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Please sign. I will do the same. That's Bridget. Okay, and then where are these two?
What's that?
Down here, is that right? Because I see Bridget's initials, so that means she signs here, right?
Yes.
And we sign down here. Okay. All right. All righty, there you go.
Back to her.
Okay, thank you. So discussion for Neshoba. It's kind of tied in. Well, actually, it's very tied in with the budget. But I'll tell you what information I have. There was a quarterly meeting last Thursday that I attended remotely, but attended. And at that meeting, as always, Jim gave the summary and gave the assessments for the upcoming fiscal year. They're like honing in on final numbers and an update on the pension issue and so forth. So he gave out the numbers and the every town's assessment and the increase, and of course we discussed quite a bit about that. We approved the budget because that was up for approval, and the thing that we spent a little bit of time on in the meeting, and then I called Jim today just to kind of refresh my own memory and get clarification on the pension issue. And where would we stand right now today? My question to him was, where would Neshoba stand today if one of the three bills that are rattling around at the State House were to pass? And he said that if that were to happen today and everything happens the way we want it, then we would just about be even. So we'd be able to pay what we have to pay, but that's contingent upon them treating it the same way as they have other things and dismissing part of it and so forth. So it would have to be the bills as they're written. He said he has no crystal ball. I asked him, have you heard anything? Just ear to the ground. He said, nope, I have not heard a thing. But it's not just Eldridge and Margaret Scarsdale. It's the treasurer actually has one filed too, because they want to get all this straightened out. So that's kind of where the whole pension thing falls out. They're continuing. I mean, they have been putting money away towards the shortfall. They're now putting money into their pension fund using the formulas. I guess until they clear this thing up, they don't get their actual rate that they can plan on for the pension contribution. So what they're doing is they're using guidelines from other comparators, and they're putting that away real time. So that's where everything stands on the pension. So kind of no movement. But hope is still alive. The budget increase, if there's no objection, do you mind if we roll into the budget discussion? Because they're so closely tied together. So for the budget, what Neshoba has done is they have a 30% increase in their assessment. So for the town of Ayer, that is an increase of $15,000, roughly $55 for the town. And the per capita assessment is going up from $5.92 in fiscal year 2026 to $7.69, which is a $1.78 per capita increase. So the reason for that increase is it's not, and this is what I kind of want to clarify with Jim, and I feel bad taking everybody's time, like asking a ton of questions at the Neshoba meeting, because I know that they're all much more intimately involved. So, what happened, they've already made changes. So he gave out a list of what their increases have been, like year over year. And this is definitely unprecedented. 26 to 27 is a 30% increase. Prior to that, it had been 10%, 7.5%, and then we had many, many years of 5%. If you get back as far as 2013 to 15, there were like 0% increases. So, I mean, I guess if you average it over a period of time, I don't know. But it is a huge percentage increase. The primary things driving that Jim explained, and I think did you get, Sam, the attachments for that meeting? Because I can send those to you so you can just kind of keep them in our file.
Yeah.
There's also, they changed some of the numbers, just like little things in the like dollars and hundreds columns on the budget estimate. So they're going to replace that. Jim said he's going to send that out to me. That's going to also have the breakdown as to what is nursing and what is environmental to put into our budget. So just so you know that. So I will send you all the documents. The primary stressors have been construction is down, so they're bringing in less in permit fees. They've had more retirements, which then stresses the retirement contributions. Nursing turnover and that decision that they're going to stick with 2 nurses going forward because they've got too much for one. It's like, beyond a 1.5 thing. The unemployment insurance assessment has gone up because of a string of retirements, and we had been using some excess revenues from the nursing services, which stopped when that service stopped. So, because the question, big questions were, and people were kind of anticipating in the towns were, is this because of the pension thing, and is this because Littleton left? So, in response to is this because Littleton left, he said, no. He says not because they left, but the thing is that when you take a town out, you don't take a person out of Neshoba. So a lot of those like balance costs of like they can't reduce by a person. There are a lot of budget items that they can't reduce just because one town is gone. So that's the deal on their budget and what the increase was and why that increase. So then to run that, because it kind of makes sense, Robert had sent out our budget is due the 27th of December. So he sent out a memo that I don't think I brought that said they wanted to see this. Was that in the meeting packet? Oh, okay. That, oh yeah, it's this one, right? With the instructions there on the back. Yeah. So they wanted to see the numbers with level funded. They wanted to see it level funded minus 10% and then level service. So level funded, it's easy. Everything's the same. But I colored the Neshoba blocks in a different color to say, we know these are not right. It's not level. Well, it's not level fees. I don't know about the funding, but and then it's the same thing with the level funded minus 10%. I did the same thing. So then the third one is the level service. So what I did for that one is I put in the actual numbers. So I have these lower right-hand blocks in green, and I'll send you because you'll get it too when I send to Robert, the Excel spreadsheet. So this one, if we take, and I had to kind of make some estimates here to figure level service. So this kind of gives you the formula that I used. Let's go back 5 years. Let's take what we spent so far for fiscal year 2026 and double it, because we're only halfway through. And then add the remaining 4 years and get an average for the 5 years. So that's what I ended up calling level service. Is that right, Steve? I mean, is that how you do? Since we're only halfway through the fiscal year, I don't know what is actually level service. So
I would take what you spent, double it, and then probably add 5% to it.
So the strange thing is, in some things, like the office supplies, we haven't spent anything so far.
No, we haven't got reimbursed for anything. That's not true. We have office supplies that have not been reimbursed.
Oh, we do?
Yes, And
Yeah.
I refuse to buy personal office supplies. To
Oh,
support
okay.
this.
So there are some dollar.
I'm just not gonna do this.
No, I got you. Okay, so, but they're not huge dollar
No,
amounts,
but
right?
it angers me that I go out and buy things to do something for free and that I don't get reimbursed for it.
How does that work? Do you submit a
I gave it to Sam.
And
I think you need to sign it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like,
Printer,
do I-
printer ink.
I have a
or what?
Well,
Okay,
Some
let's figure out what we
paperwork.
need to do with that, because, yeah, if you've got a legitimate
this goes
claim,
back
that's fine.
6 months.
Okay,
I still have the.
yeah.
No, it's just, it ticks me off.
No, I don't blame you. I didn't even know. So let me know, and I'm happy
Alright,
to
we'll figure that out.
Send it along. So that's kind of the deal there. Now there's another sort of thing. So I don't know. That's how I got my numbers. And if you look at the big spreadsheet, you can see like what the dollar amounts have been going back. So if you kind of take those averages that I put in, averages. Like I had 790 for services. A couple of times we've gone, no, actually only one time on services. We've gone to like 1221. So I'm feeling like there's like plenty of, in that 790, we're probably okay. A little nervous because we're up to 619 already, but yeah.
Yeah, so that was because of the rabid skunks.
Oh, right, yeah. And you just can't predict those, so.
So, and that's part of it. Like if you have a year with a bunch
Yeah.
of pond testing, that costs money.
Yep, yeah, I gotcha. Well, so that's one that, I don't know, maybe, if you think that 790 isn't appropriate on that one, there's the 973 that I came up with for office supplies.
That's our current, why would we reduce the budget from last year? Are you suggesting we do that to these amounts?
So they wanted it three
Yeah,
ways.
So
Yeah.
level service would mean the same as last year.
Well, that's budget. That's level budget.
Level budget, but based on what we intended to provide for services. The budget was based on what we're going to.
No, level services provided to us. So like the Neshoba correct numbers go into the level service one because we are buying the same services.
Okay.
But it's just this one did not come with any guidance on, how exactly to determine level service when you're halfway through a fiscal year, that's all.
So I guess my thoughts may be different on that level service would be level funding.
Yeah, but that's the thing they already asked for, so that doesn't
What's that?
give us, that's the thing they already asked for, so that doesn't give us a third variant. We had to do level funded, we had to do, God help us, level funded minus 10%, and then level service were the three requests in this.
I'd have to think about that because I'm not in the same mindset.
Yeah, take the documents, and if we, this has to be in on the, 27th
'Cause
or something?
Level service could mean if all of a sudden,
29th, yeah.
if someone was way above their budget for this year, level service would be that dollar amount.
Yeah, it
So
would.
it's this level service based on what you spent or what you anticipate. And what we anticipate
Yeah.
was level funded.
Right, but because that's the same as level funded, I'm saying there must be some, I need to ask them what is the guideline everybody's supposed to apply? Because I didn't see it in there.
To me, level service would be you had $100 budgeted, you've spent $110 already. So that's what it took for us to provide the services. But our original budget was based upon services that we anticipated we'd provide.
Yeah, with a cushion because we don't know from one
Right.
year to
So-
the other.
To say level service is only what we've spent so far
But it's,
To me, I
but
don't
that's
know.
why I'm doing not just what we spent so far this year. I'm taking 2 times this, so let's assume we're about halfway through this fiscal year. So I said, my little formula there was 2 times this, plus 1 times that, 1 times that, 1 times that, and 1 times that. Then all of that divided by whatever that comes up to, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I didn't do that one. And so I got an average, like a 5-year average. And I assumed twice for everything except for, maybe I kept a 0 for office supplies because the other numbers kind of like balanced it out. It wasn't huge. But take the stuff and think about it. And we can always do another, like, can we do a meeting that's entirely over Zoom to do, like, just tie up budget, that stuff? Okay, all right.
Self-post, like, but yeah, we can just do a virtual meeting.
Yeah, because I think it does bear thinking about, and that's why I even told Trish I wasn't keen on, like, doing tonight without her here if she had feelings about the budget that she wanted to express. So I'm fine holding it off until everybody could look.
No.
That's fine with me. Let me just explain the only other thing that I do. So when you review these, make sure you look at that, because that's why these are what they are. The other thing that I did, and it's a really minor dollar amount, but the barn inspector stipend was $27.59 last year. It's been going up about 2% every year, a couple of years. I went ahead and put in that 2% increase.
What's COLA at, you know?
Probably about the same. Inflation's 3%. COLA's probably somewhere around.
Because I would use the COLA number as the...
Yeah, I heard that that's what the town had used. Is there like a new one, or is 2 still the?
I don't know what they're
current
doing
one for the town? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's been 2% for the last 4 or 5 years for everyone, so.
I kind of think so.
The town usually has a COLA number, though, that
Yeah.
they use
It's-
across
and
the
it
board.
has been.
So
They've done 2 for the last several.
probably
years.
should look
Yeah.
at what the COLA is.
Okay, well, if we do 2% on her, that's a whole $56 more a year.
It's obsessive.
So, what I did was, I took the money for that 2% increase to preserve that. And then on the minus 10% budget, I took the 10% that we would have had to take off of her pay, split it in 2, and took it out of services and supplies. Because I don't see any reason for somebody making $2,700
Can
a
I ask
year.
them to take a 2-second? I gotta take
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Yep.
2-second recess.
All right, we're in recess. All right, we're unrecessed.
Recording in progress.
All right, we have returned from our little impromptu recess. So the last thing that I was just talking about with Sam while you were out is that on all of these budgets, I pretty much kept, in fact, I did literally keep the barn inspector stipend the same at that 2% increase. So with the one that's level service, I made it up, down here in these numbers. And the 10%, even the level funded, I did the same thing. I made it up in the other numbers. And on the level funded minus 10%, I kept her number the same and took the whole, I think it amounted to a total of like $350 or something out of the others. Because it just didn't seem right to me to
So thinking
go
through
after that.
level service, just
Yeah.
giving this a thought.
Yeah.
To me, level service would equal last year's budget, last year, for everything except for the increase from Neshoba. Because the increase from Neshoba, to keep the same services, is going to cost that much more.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, to me, level service equals last year's budget plus the increase from Neshoba, and that will give you level service. Not what you've spent, but what you intend could be spent. That would be level service.
I think it's all in how they're defining it. So I really think on that one, it's just as simple as asking Robert or Kylie, what are they using?
The
for
level
that
service
guideline?
has to be the numbers that Neshoba is presenting for their
Oh
budget.
yeah, it has to be for
It has-
Neshoba.
it has
I'm
to be.
positive these numbers are
But-
correct.
So my interpretation would be it would be
Yeah,
Neshoba's number plus whatever we budgeted last year. That would be my
okay.
interpretation.
So you're thinking last year budget, and then plus Neshoba's
Increase.
assessment. Okay,
Right.
all right, and that would apply to this one too, but I can move the numbers around between. All right, let's see how
And-
that goes.
And I don't think we need to meet again. I mean, I'm comfortable with whatever you do. I'm not going to be a stickler about this in
Okay.
any way, shape, or form. But that's my interpretation.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that they're just going to want everybody to use the consistent interpretation. So, yep, I winged it. Just wanted to kind of see what the
No,
numbers,
I'm just
come out to. So, and they're not huge dollar amounts by any stretch of the
in terms of the overall budget for the town, the Board of Health is a very small piece of that.
Yeah,
But when you look at the increase from Neshoba,
yeah.
percentage-wise, it's huge.
It is, and you know what's interesting, that I like it that Neshoba includes these. Sam and I were talking while you were out of the room for a minute, that they do the assessment per capita. So last budget year it was $5.92 per person in the assessed towns. This year it's going up to $7.69, so $1.78 per person increase. But Jim also gave some comparison numbers that are kind of cool for Littleton. And the thing is about these numbers, these don't include benefits. So Littleton apparently, I don't know, looks like they may have had quite an increase because they're at 20. Fitchburg was the lowest at 18, which is still over twice ours.
Do we know from a state perspective if Board of Health is figured on a per capita basis? Who came up with the idea that per capita is how you...
I don't honestly know how long it's been in these budgets. I asked the question about 2 years ago at a Neshoba meeting because, we were talking about numbers and the changes in the numbers were much smaller back then. And so, I'm not going to say that I started. It may have been there for a long, long time. But that was just kind of how, from my head to understand it, I was like, so what does that come out to per person in our towns? And what do other towns, that aren't Neshoba towns pay for these kinds of services? So I'm honestly not sure how long that's been in there. It's been in for about the last couple of years.
I question whether or not that's an accurate representation of what it costs to support.
Oh, well, no, it's not actually it's the budget. Yeah.
But the budget is based on something.
Yeah.
Could you possibly have a town that has a lower population and a higher use of services that is being subsidized by another town?
Oh, I suppose.
Is that possible?
Yeah, I suppose that is possible. I don't know what it sounds to me like something that the formula to track that and get it billed properly would probably eat up all the cost savings.
I just wondered.
But yeah, I mean, I think that could happen if you had a town that has a different kind of population distribution when it comes to using services. I mean, well, these are all paid by fees, but we already know that other towns take in, there's a lot more coming in from sewer fees and septic and that kind of stuff because we have so little of it. Mm-hmm. So there's that. I think the makeup of the towns would probably make a difference too.
So when there was association meetings with throughout the state, you could find out about this, and we haven't participated in any of those things, and quite a while, right?
I have no idea. I mean, we as a board, years ago, I went to one of those Mass Association of Health Boards
Yeah.
meeting to, like just kind of connect with some other people. But that really wasn't about, wasn't much discussion there about cost. It was more about like emerging issues. They had one track that was really good for me because I was new to Board of Health. So it was like kind of the boot camp, Board of Health. This is what you have to do as Board of Health.
Yeah.
But they also did like emerging issues. Hoarding was one. Smoking in public places was big at that time. But so yeah, this is how, it's like it ends up getting distributed. And then these numbers are just, I have no idea whether per capita is what drives their budget. This is their budget number divided by their population. So it's not saying one or the other pushes what. But that did strike me even back then, and it still does now, as that's a heck of a lot of service for $7.69. I mean, the other thing to look at that would be interesting is like towns like Harvard that have no restaurants, or a couple, just a couple that take up Neshoba services, and they don't do animal permits. Yeah, that's why I think the tracking it to see what actually attributes to each town would probably be a computer programming nightmare, but I'm sure it could be done. We have AI now. We can do anything.
It was on 60 Minutes last night, the whole AI.
The whole AI
Did you
thing.
watch that at all? Or?
No, I didn't. It is.
And scary.
And the data centers required to run it, and yeah, it is a huge change.
At this point, I'll go along with anything on the budget. Whatever it is what it is. I think
Okay, that's fine.
I think if this was my business, I'd be looking at this a lot differently than this. Yeah.
Look at if Neshoba were, or you mean for the town?
For the town.
Yeah.
I don't have a high confidence level in how the numbers are derived.
Oh, you mean how the Neshoba numbers are derived, or how our numbers are
Neshoba
derived?
numbers.
Yeah, Neshoba numbers. All I know is
Very
that they
confusing.
come directly from their budget, but I don't know how they determined, like what are the appropriate increases. Some of it is driven by like other rates, like the insurance and whatnot, but I don't know how they did things that are like salaries, things that you have kind of some discretion over. Don't know.
So Neshoba's going to present a dollar amount to the town of Ayer. The town of Ayer is either going to accept it or reject it.
Yep.
If they reject it, they're responsible for paying it anyhow, because by contract,
Yep.
you have to give 2 years notice before you can leave Neshoba.
Right. Which is
So
where we end
our
up.
discussion is kind of irrelevant other than the non-Neshoba monies. That's really it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It kind of is, because we're one of those, like your
You're boxed
your
in.
key supplier raised their rate, and
Yep.
that's what are you gonna do? So yeah, that's kind of the ugly of it. There were a couple of questions about, so is it going to be 30% next year? And so that's where he went back to this thing to say that, well, no, and there's some positives, because I guess the unemployment insurance assessment drops because they get like further out from the retirements and stuff. So there are some things that are going to go down. Maybe like construction will go up and that'll pick up. But he said, no, there isn't going to be another 30% next year. So, anyway. All right. So,
So at town meeting, if there's questions about this, is Jim going to be at town meeting?
well, when I talked to Jim today, I said, if like just getting through this whole budgeting process, I said, I'm going to tell Robert that I'd be happy to speak with him or whomever else in town about what from Neshoba, and I asked Jim, would you join me in that? And he's like, yeah, absolutely, I will. So yeah, we're gonna make him available to people that might have questions, certainly that I can't answer about it. So my vote was, just so you all know, in full disclosure for executive committee, I voted for the budget, voted for this increase. I mean, it's like,
What's your choice?
right. And I can't tell them, well, this percentage should be this and not that. It's like,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Did everyone vote for it?
Yeah, it was unanimous. And there were actually another round of kind of people going around and individually saying that this is a bargain at 2-3 times that price when you look at comparisons. So I don't know. Seems reasonable to me. I think a $14,000 or $15,000 increase for town of Ayer is pretty reasonable to know that you can eat at any restaurant in this town. Town's not gonna, your backyard's not gonna be overrun with rats. And, it's worth it to me, damn it. So what do you want to do? Do you want to do a like a motion to? Maybe we could word it as just, that we agree that we are going to provide the level -10 and then level service subject to clarification from.
So my only request would be that in level service, it's
Yeah.
the same budget that was approved for this year,
Yeah,
last year, right?
yeah,
So this year's budget
Yeah.
plus the Neshoba increase is my interpretation of level service.
right. So that's the one where I'm saying I'm going to go back to
Yeah.
Carly and Robert and say, what are the ground rules of determining this? And I'll use whatever their ground rules are. But
Level,
that makes perfect sense.
level service
Yeah.
is last year's budget plus the increase from Neshoba for this year.
Yeah, and I'll make sure that they know that that's
Okay.
something that came up here. So, if you are in the mood to make such a motion, then
Based on what I just said?
yeah, based on that, I'm gonna do these 3
Okay.
according to the guidelines, I guess, that the town provides.
So my motion would be that we present a budget for approval based on last year's budget plus the increase in the Neshoba assessment for this year.
My vote is to do it the other way around and ask, how is everybody else doing their level service? And we use the same formula because it doesn't make sense for our formula to be different. But I will tell Robert that this came up at our discussion that should it be last year's budget, or what exactly are you looking for when you say level service? Because I gave one shot at it, you've got another opinion of it. Clearly, we've got 2 different opinions, just in a small group. So tell me what the rules are.
Well, what do you want to do?
I would say if we do a motion to provide the 3 versions of the budget they asked for, subject to their clarification on calculating like the level service calculation method or whatever.
You can make a motion, you don't.
Okay.
So
Let me just take
generally,
one.
the chair would step down as the chair to make a motion.
Oh God, Robert's rules? Yeah, I know. I don't really know by Robert's rules. But let me just take one quick look here, because there was something about having to do on provide detailed notes explaining. Oh, okay. There might be something here. For this scenario, you will take your fiscal year 2026 budget as the baseline, add only your contractual increase.
That's what I'm saying.
Then reduce the budget by 10%. Okay.
That's what.
Then provide the detailed note. Oh my God, you're right. Yeah. Okay, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Want me to make the motion then?
Yeah. Yeah.
That I make the excuse me, start again. I'll make a motion that the level services budget be last year's budget plus any contractual increases as explained
Yes.
on scenario number
3.
3 of the budget memorandum dated December 1st, 2025.
Yep, that does it. I will second that.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That is perfect. I did not read that you do
I
your.
didn't read it either, but it just seems like
It
that.
just seemed like it made sense to you. Geez, I mean, the other one made sense to me. But, so who knows? But that's why I wanted your opinion, because you've done budgeting stuff for town a lot more than I have. What then, the only contractual increase we have is
The
this
Showboat.
one, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the only contract
Yes.
we have.
Yep.
Okay. All right, it is done. Thank you very much. Thank you for saving me from
No, that was
myself.
healthy discussion.
Once I figure out what's supposed to happen, I'm really good at following through. So
You just keep talking about it.
I know. Oh man. Okay, so does that kind of conclude? That covered like Neshoba and the budget, really. And if there's anything else on Neshoba or the budget, we can do that.
The only thing I had from the show, Bridget just dropped off some food inspection reports and then the Title V.
Okay.
Are there
Alright.
any, on the food inspection reports, are there any reports that require attention?
Everyone was good. It was Page Hilltop and the high school and looks like Canards.
Okay.
I-
That's
You know,
good.
I think the minutes should include whatever permits came in.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. We can do that. Well, that wasn't that's an inspection report.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
or inspections.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, and the harm reduction opioid abatement, Trish could not join us tonight, so we're gonna have to put that one off until the next meeting. Next thing on here are the 2026 meeting dates. So,
I put them in the packet. So that, and once again,
oh, did I just like not take my whole packet or what? All right.
most of it I emailed out. I just wrote that this afternoon.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. So this is if we keep our second
Second Monday.
Monday, this is what we end up with. Okay.
And once again, no meeting in October because it falls on Columbus Day.
I know it. And
We'll just move it.
and that's always the tough one with between Columbus Day and town meeting and everything else. All right, we'll play it by ear if we need to do something for October as we come up in September. We can always kind of wing it and do it on a different date, but dates look good to me.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, you? Okay. We have dates. Awesome. Call log.
I do have a question and a real concern on this.
On the call log?
Oh, yeah. On 11/4, there was a complaint about Hilltop School, including asbestos. This is like a deja vu. This is what happened with the
Oh,
complaint
yeah.
at the high school.
Yeah.
What did we do with this?
So I contacted Bridget.
Has anyone tested for asbestos? Who
Um,
did the actual test?
I don't know. Bridget came by in the office today, said she had done her inspection there today. Some of the asbestos that is in that building they do know about. The school does know. They have a mitigation.
Yeah, if there's a risk to people in that building because of asbestos, they shouldn't be there. So do we have a test that shows whether there's asbestos in the air? This happened at the high school,
Yeah.
and we had a company that came in that just did asbestos testing, and there was asbestos in the air.
Yeah.
Do we know if that's the case here?
You would have to double check with Bridget on that. She just
I
I'll call
consider
her.
this wicked
Yeah.
important.
What was did the original call come to
The
you?
original call came to me. I sent the info. Pretty sure I emailed you
Yeah.
and Bridget. And I contacted Bridget as well. Like I'll email her, but
Yeah.
sometimes I call her. And I told the woman she could contact Bridget as well.
Okay,
Bridget
great.
also recommended they contact the Department of Education because they also deal with some of that stuff.
Okay.
I will say I tried to contact the woman who called me. She did not want to leave her name. That's
Okay.
her own thing. I tried to call her back. She never picked up her phone.
Yeah.
So I couldn't quite give her a follow-up. But I did talk to Bridget. Bridget did set up a inspection of the building. I know
For
she-
Bridget to do it, but is there a legitimate inspector for asbestos?
that once I contacted Bridget, that ended up.
We need
Let's
to
find
understand
out
that.
what the. Did you get any detail from like when the woman called with the complaint? Did she give you any context, or why does she think it's asbestos?
I don't know honestly what she told me. She goes, my grandson in the 3rd grade said there were mice everywhere and there's asbestos. That was the complaint.
All right, I
I-
got you. Let me
And
call
the roof leak,
Bridget.
they do know about the roof leak. That is
So
the
that was
overhead.
part of the problem is the roof had asbestos sprayed into it at the high
Yeah.
school for soundproofing. And as long as it doesn't get wet, it doesn't make any difference. If the roof leaks, it's called friable.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So the other thing is, has the school committee been notified of this?
The woman, when she called me, said she was calling them as well.
I think we need to reach out to the school committee to say we received this complaint.
I would say let's talk to Bridget first. Right now, we have hearsay from a 3rd grader. So let's
Fine.
figure out where it progressed.
I just think we need to cover our bases.
Yes,
that we're
absolutely,
doing
I
our job,
agree.
you know?
Yeah, I agree, but I wouldn't
Well,
call school committee until we get a little more clarity on, do we think there is asbestos? What are the details of the reports? Who
so
reported?
You wouldn't want to give them a heads up that we have a complaint? The school
I
committee?
don't know that I would. If someone just called and said, someone told me, a 3rd grader especially, that there's asbestos, I think I would need to know how, where. I would want to know what Bridget found. She scheduled an inspection. I'd want to know if there's any reason to believe.
I still think the school
Yeah.
committee should be advised that we received a complaint and, doesn't mean there has to be any substantiation whatsoever,
Yeah.
but a
Well,
complaint
let's see what the order of communication is too, because I would imagine if Bridget's up there doing an inspection, there's got to be some chain of notification, not necessarily to school committee, but
They're
let me
the
just find out
respons-
what that is.
They're the responsible party is the
Yeah,
school
yeah,
committee.
they are. Yeah, of course.
So-
Of course. But I need to find out, who does she even notify that there's, even if it's just a leak or mice.
Yeah, but Bridget's not capable of measuring for asbestos either.
No, but she would know who to call in to do the environmental testing, and that would be coordinated, I would imagine, in this day and age through Neshoba, right? Like if we have to test for something in the pond.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Let's find out what the details are and where, the investigation.
Well, that raises a red
is.
flag though, if someone, this is,
Yeah. Nope, I got you. If there truly is, if there's any reason to believe that this could be actually an issue, then I have no argument with notifying the entire town. It's just that I don't want to make people's lives more complicated by jumping on things until I have an idea what's been done already, what communication has happened, Oh.
spam. I
Yeah,
guess
Bridget is like a key piece of the information.
well, I
and,
guess as an individual that has responsibility,
Yep.
I feel
Yeah.
as though I need to know more about this, and I would have liked to have known when this was, this
Yep.
is a month old already. you
Yeah.
know.
Do you want to make the first call to Bridget?
Sure,
Okay.
I can do that.
Yeah. So let's see what she knows, and we'll kind of all end up sort of in the loop with her. You haven't gotten anything back from Bridget, right? Any?
All she said this morning was she had gone and everything was fine. That's all.
Okay, you didn't get like copies of any reports or like what do they get? They get. Is there even an inspection report for like stuff like this, mice and?
I don't.
I know there is for the kitchen, but
I only get inspection reports for the kitchens.
yeah.
I don't really get anything else related to the schools.
Okay.
Really anything else.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of it, and we can absolutely schedule another meeting if we need to do something, and we need to do something urgently, and we decide it's like more of a formal action. We definitely can do that.
I don't consider a 3-year-old or a third grader to be a chemist by any means. And that's irrelevant. If someone comes home and says, I was told or I heard or whatever,
Yeah.
that loop needs to be closed.
Yep. Yeah, I'm on board
Because
with
if it's
that.
not closed, then we haven't done our job, you know.
I'm totally on board with that.
And
You're right.
and this is like multi-department. This isn't just the Board of Health. It's like if someone calls and says there's a gasoline spill, I can smell it.
Yeah.
The fire
Yeah.
department's involved in that.
Yep.
So this to me it's not gasoline, but it rises to the level there's different people that need to know about this.
Exactly.
The building inspector is one.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, that's the other
does-
reason I want to hear what's
Does
in
the
her
fire department
thoughts.
know about it from
Yeah.
a hazardous material perspective?
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
we need to know that. You know,
I agree.
so
Give Bridget
I'll call Bridget
a call. Yeah. If you,
and I will call the fire chief as well to see if he's been advised of this.
yep. See if he knows anything about it. And in fact, depending on what Bridget has to say, if you want to notify school committee as well, that's absolutely fine. I mean, I'm not objecting to notifying them. It's more that I don't want to
I don't want to
get
create
people worked
I
up
don't
if
want
they
to
don't need
create
to be.
a
panic.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I've done what I'm supposed to do.
Sure. Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
someone comes
Yeah.
to me and said, you know, there's a stick of dynamite in the road.
Yeah.
I'm going to call the police. You know,
No, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and then if stuff goes to the school committee, does selectmen get CC'd on that?
not necessarily because the school committee is an autonomous.
Yeah, they're like a separate thing altogether.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, as a courtesy, I think.
I think as a courtesy, yeah, we
Sure.
at least, but at least in the like official notification.
No, I think as a courtesy, you know, Robert should know, the
Yeah,
Board of
yeah,
Selectmen
yeah.
should know.
Yeah.
And if it turns out to be absolutely nothing, then that's fine. You know,
Well, that would be better.
that's the best.
Yeah, absolutely, that would be better.
But if there's any reason to, only because this has happened before
Yes, I know.
in a similar type
I
of
know.
building.
And I think that
Older.
Page Hilltop is even older, right?
Yes. But
Were
also
they built around the same? Are they similar?
1959 and 1964.
For
I think Page
High school
Hilltop
was
was
59. High school was
Four,
64.
yeah, okay. Oh, I think my sister must have been the first year.
So
or
was my
second
sister.
graduated.
Sandra, yeah.
Okay.
And Bob Gardner.
Oh, yeah, it's a whole bunch of them that are that year. Yeah, it's like whoever you think is appropriate to notify that we've gotten the
It
contact.
may mean nothing
Sure.
at all,
Yeah,
but just as a courtesy, we've been.
Yep.
Okay.
yeah, that works.
I'll
I
get
think
Bridget,
so.
I'll get the fire chief, and I'll let the school
Yeah.
committee know. And do you want to let Robert know and let him do what he wants with
Just shoot me a text or an email if you decide to contact anyone else.
Sure.
Then let me know. Yeah, and
Okay.
then I'll move Robert into that at the same time. Okay, yep, that works. But you're right. We have been there before.
that? I was on the Board of Health at the time it happened, so. And so wasn't
Yeah.
Trish's mother.
You and Trish's mother. Multi-generational.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh, you government employees. All right, thank you. Thank you for doing that. It's a really good point, and I know you've been down this road before, so your experience is helpful. All right, minutes. I did look at on my computer.
I wasn't here for that meeting, so I can't sign the minutes.
Do we have to do these at the next meeting? Yeah, we do, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right, so. can't do that. What about permits? Do we
We
have,
have many.
we have many?
I have many.
Not what I wanted to hear.
Actually, no, it's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's better than them being late. Yeah, that's for sure.
Tobacco permits. I have. Doing so good this year. So I have tobacco permits for Ray's Smoke Shop, Farnham Road Liquors, Air Package Store, Air Convenience, Shop and Save, Archer, Pauline's, and the Family Dollar.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we approve all the permits that's submitted.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Done. No jack-o'-lantern?
Yeah, Jack-o'-lantern is the only one who has not paid yet or submitted anything. They have been, I tried to email them. The email address I had from the last time, which was from the last hearing we had with them, is no longer in service, didn't work. So I did mail it to them twice, and I will mail them a third notice.
Are the fines all?
They're all
Okay.
paid up, they're
Hmm.
fine. They just the expiration date for their current permit is the 31st.
Of December?
In the letters I sent out, I did ask everyone to get it to me prior to that. I think it was the 20th or 21st or something like that I asked them.
What days is town hall closed? Just like the 20.
Closed
Fifth?
early on the 24th and will be closed on the 25th.
Okay.
And then close early the 31st.
The 31st and then the, okay. Got it. Is this all of them once we get,
Jack-o'-lantern is the only outstanding.
yeah,
So
so
this will
that,
be
yeah.
everybody.
Great. So people are taking care of that on time. That's great.
So for trash permits, I have Toronto Removal Services, E.L. Harvey and Sons, and
I move we accept the permits as presented for trash removal in the town of Ayer.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Of the outstanding, I have one that they submitted everything, but they haven't paid yet. They said they're mailing the check, so I just didn't get the check yet.
Okay.
And then the only one I haven't heard from is M. Sullivan and Son.
Okay.
Should we accept the permit contingent upon receipt of payment? That way it's not held up and it can be
We
released.
could do that, yes.
Okay, who's the company and
Pressico Trucking?
who?
D. Pressico Trucking. They just do
Are you
roll-off.
comfortable with that or? Okay.
Sure. It's just the payment, right? Everything else
Just the payment.
is.
Yeah, they're all fine.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great idea.
Chair, I move that we accept the permit for trash removal from D.
Pressico
Cressico
Trucking.
Trucking for trash removal in the town of Ayer contingent upon receipt of payment.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, just let me know when you've got that one and I'll.
Yep, I'll let you know. They're usually pretty good. And they just do roll-off service. They don't have, they just do dumpsters.
Oh, okay, all right, got ya. And then with the couple of stragglers, or we all?
One straggler, which is M. Sullivan, who was the one who was
It was last year too.
in
Yeah.
the year before.
Yeah.
Every year. And then I have one animal and fowl permit.
Oh,
54 Willard Street with like 6 chickens. She has submitted everything, and Julie has already been out to inspect, and she says her coop is lovely.
is it new? Oh,
I move we accept the permit for animal and fowl. And I can tell you what fowl means if you'd like to know.
well, it is at 54 Willard Street.
54 Willard Street.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. What? Yeah, tell me about this.
You know that I was questioned on the stand if I knew what fowl was.
Oh, no, I didn't hear this. This sounds really good.
Oh,
What did you say?
I'll tell you offline.
Okay. Today's still the 8th, right?
It is still the 8th.
Yeah. Okay, congratulations to our new chicken owner. Any bills? Okay. Yeah, and if you come up with a bill or a receipt or anything.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, for Steve, we can get that one out of the way too. And no mail, nothing exciting in the mail. All right.
I just
Motion.
get the usual mail, which is burial certificates.
Yeah. I
Motion
know.
to adjourn?
Items for upcoming meetings. So I
What's
think the things that we have kind of outstanding are going to be we need to look at the animal and fowl regulation. I took that one off for today. Trish can give us an update on harm reduction. I can let you know if anything interesting happens with budget, and we can follow up on
Yes,
asbestos and mice and what was it? Asbestos, mice, and leaks. So, all right.
Motion. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I will second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.